at the end, they had us. Everybody attended some meetings last year.
He's like, I already know what's up.
I used to watch a lot of West Wing, and President Bartlett used to say, "Those who show up make the decisions."
Right. Exactly.
Whatever that means, I don't know. But if President Bartlett says it, then
Yeah. Well, I know Daniel thought he should get here, and so did Nick. He made it once after 6. So we need somebody who's.
Hey, Jeff. Is the subdivision regulations on the county's
I
agenda yet?
gave it to Alan. I said you need to try to set it for, well, to introduce it at a meeting and then have a public hearing.
Okay, so it's in.
But yeah, it hasn't shown up on an agenda yet. But of course, it's been out with the concept trees.
Oh yeah, some high school freshmen. Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Keep asking Jim. He's seen it on the agenda. No, I haven't seen it.
And Anthony also sent them the subdivision ordinance, or not subdivision, stormwater ordinance, and said we need to talk about this one too.
Let me ask you a question. The zoning ordinance, the Tuscaloosa zoning ordinance, would that be
I'd have to look at it again, but I don't think so. I think it's I don't think it even goes
we
to.
administer?
Not really.
We do.
The zone or the
Tuscaloosa zoning?
but the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Well, they just say yes or no to things.
Yeah, and then but then you basically just treat it like any other. Like staff might say, well, it doesn't meet. That's
Yeah, I
where
think
the Board of Zoning.
I thought we administered it, and if there was a deviation to it, that's where the Board of Zoning
I mean,
comes in.
ultimately, you all vote on if there's an actual project that comes through the process. But technically, there's probably stuff that would just be resolved by the staff or something.
These are so out of date.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous, but
Take a
I'll
look.
look and see what it is.
See,
It seems like it was, but I'll look at it.
yeah, I think it needs updated.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Let the record show at 6 o'clock. We'll call our meeting to order. Sarah, will you do the roll call, please?
Eddie Guggenhauer.
here.
Linda Barnhart.
Present?
Eric Hall.
Here.
Christina Morton.
Present.
Tim Lewis. Daniel Gannett. Michael Bush.
Present.
Thank you. For the audience, we have a new member on the Planning Commission this evening, Mike Bush. So he's new. He's going to get very involved in the regulations, and welcome him to the commission.
Thank you.
The first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Guggenhauer to approve the agenda as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Do we have anyone to speak under the open governmental? One person? Okay. Do you know who it is?
Nancy Malonis.
Okay. Identify yourself and your address for the record, please.
My name is Nancy Malonis, and my address is 56 Cobblestone Court. That's in Harlan Run.
Okay, sure.
Good evening, members of the Planning Commission. As I said, my name is Nancy Malonis. I reside on 56 Cobblestone Court in Harlan Run, and I have been a resident of Berkeley County for 43 years. I was also an educator and an administrator for the school system for 38 years. The Board of Education commissioned a comprehensive educational facilities plan that was released in 2019 that anticipated our county population would grow to 128,000 residents by 2025. According to the most recent census data, the population of our county in 2021 was over 126,000 residents. Our population growth is outpacing all projections. The impact this growth is having on our school system is measurable and it's alarming. There is currently an application in progress in the planning department to add an additional 457 homes to the already overcrowded Hedgesville School District. This project is called Clover Hill, and the school impact form that was submitted with the application clearly shows that the schools in this district have already exceeded their maximum capacity. Currently, 20% of the teachers in our county are not certified. Bus transportation is routinely canceled in our district due to bus driver shortages. We lack qualified school counselors. We cannot recklessly add another high-density housing development without collaboratively addressing the challenges the schools are facing. I ask anyone here who is in opposition to the Clover Hill project to please raise your hand and show the Planning Commission that we are here and we will continue to be here to voice our concerns about the addition of more high-density housing. I understand that the Planning Commission and the Board of Education are two separate entities, but I am asking you to please take action to collaborate with the school board along with the water board and the county council to take deliberate action to slow down the rate of growth in this county until there is a better master plan that proactively rather than reactively addresses the deficiencies in our infrastructure, roads, and school system. Thank you.
Thank you. We won't have any dialogue with you this evening. You understand that? We're just taking your comments. Thank you very much. Okay, the next item on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Goff.
Second.
Second by Ms. Norton to approve the meeting minutes. Sorry, that was your time. You did good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And I'll just abstain since I wasn't at the meeting.
Okay. One
Please, thank you.
abstention by Mr. Bush. Okay, we have 5 public hearings this evening, and we'll start with Stony Ridge Section 3.
Yes, ma'am. This is Stony Ridge Section 3, lots 64 through 68, request for final plat approval. The file number is 2112-434. The developer is Stony Ridge LLC, and the surveyor is Roberts Land Surveying. It's located at the Mill Creek District, tax map 5, parcel 44, on the east side of Henshaw Road, approximately 1.5 miles from its intersection with Jaredstown Road. This final plat proposes 5 single-family lots on 12.1 acres to be served by public water and sewer. The final plat meets the recommendations or the requirements rather of the subdivision ordinance. Therefore, staff recommends the final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $59,385.60. The plat is to be released upon receipt of surety and developer's agreement.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Good evening, Mike Roberts, represent the project.
Thank you. Okay, this is your opportunity. If you have questions or comments regarding Stony Ridge Section 3, to come forward, state your name, your address, and any comments you might have.
There's no one I move to close public hearing.
Okay, let the record show that there is no comments from the public. I have a motion by Mr. Goff to close the public hearing. Second by Ms. Norton. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Roberts or of the staff?
Hearing none, ma'am, are you ready for a motion?
I am.
Okay, make a motion, we accept staff recommendation for final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $59,385.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Gokenhour, second by Mr. Goff, to accept staff recommendation that is to approve the final plat contingent upon receipt of, in the amount of $59,385.60. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next public hearing is Stony Ridge, Section 4.
This is a request for final plat approval. The project is Stony Ridge Section 4, lots 80 through 82 and 145 through 148. The file number is 2112-435. The developer is Stony Ridge LLC, and the surveyor is Roberts Land Surveying. This project is located at the Mill Creek District, tax map 5, parcel 44, on the east side of Henshaw Road, approximately 1.5 miles from its intersection with Jaredstown Road. This final plat proposes 7 single-family lots on 10.3 acres to be served by public water and sewer. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $65,260.80. The plat is to be released upon receipt of surety and the developer's agreement.
Thank you. Again, Mr. Roberts, you represent the project?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, this is a public hearing. It's your opportunity to come forward and make your questions or comments known. Of your name, your address, and anything you may want to speak to regarding this section of Stony Ridge.
The public hearing be closed if there is no one. Second.
Let the record show that there is no one to speak from the public. Have a motion by Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Gokenhour to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Do you have questions or comments of Mr. Roberts or the staff?
Hearing none, may I make a motion we accept staff recommendation, final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $65,260.80. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gokenhour, second by Mr. Goff, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to grant final plat approval in the amount of $65,260.80. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Next public hearing is Arcata Springs North.
Yes, this is another request for final plat approval. The project is Arcadia Springs North, Section 1, Phase 8, lots 175 through 283, 299 through 314, and 325 through 329. The file number is 2211-333. The developer is Monarch Development Group Incorporated, and the engineer is Gordon. This project is located at the Arden District, tax map 12, parcel 29.3, on Van Clevesville Road, approximately 2,000 foot east of its intersection with Needy Road. The developer is proposing 30 single-family attached lots on approximately 5 acres to be served by public water and sewer. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $516,000 and $588. Plat to be released upon receipt of surety and developer's agreement.
Thank you. It's a public hearing. Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Good evening, Lynch Christian representing the applicant.
Thank you. Do we have anyone from the public that wishes to speak regarding this project?
There is no one to move towards public hearing. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Gokenhour to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Christensen or of the staff?
Hearing none, ma'am, make a motion we accept staff recommendation for final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $516,588. Second.
A motion by Mr. Gokenhour, second by Mr. Goff, to accept staff recommendation, that is to grant final plat approval contingent upon receiving surety in the amount of $516,588. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next public hearing is WMH Norris waiver.
Yes, this public hearing is a request for waiver. The project is WMH Norris. The file is 2301-032, and the developer is WMH Norris, and the surveyor is Greg Yabernetsky. It's located in the Arden District, tax map 21, parcel 1.2, and is located half a mile west on Navy Bush Lane from its intersection with Strobridge Road. The developer is proposing the creation of 2 parcels to be served by public water and private septic. Proposed lot B1 is 1.03 acres and proposed lot B2 is 1.06 acres. The owner is requesting a waiver to section 305.4.1 of the Berkeley County subdivision ordinance requiring a 2-acre minimum lot size to process through the preliminary final plat process. Since the proposed lots meet the minimum lot size requirements of 40,000 square feet for single-family dwellings with public water and private septic, and will obtain WVDOH entrance permits, engineering and planning staff recommends approval of the waiver to section 305.4.1 of the Berkeley County subdivision ordinance.
Okay, do we have anyone to represent the project?
Good evening, Greg Yabernetsky, and Mr. Norris, the owner, is also here.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. If you have questions or comments, please come forward and make those known at this time. We'd ask that you give your name, your address, and any comments you might have.
There's no one, I move to close public hearing.
Let the record show that there is no comments from the public, and I have a motion by Mr. Goff to close public hearing.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gokenhour. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Yabernetsky or of the staff?
I guess my only question, I see where you have the septic approval, but is there a highway entrance permit?
I wasn't gonna wait till we got the waiver before we apply for the, we'll get an entrance permit.
Okay.
I staked it out today, get ready to send it off for the permit.
And there should, based on my recollection, there should be no problem with that because that is in a fairly straight.
Yeah, I checked it out there, it's very straight, we'll both direct their place like this.
That was my only question.
Any other questions?
Other than just density concerns, are there any other reason for the size or configuration of the lots?
You just want to just do 1 acre like that, we just didn't want to give up too much of the ground, I guess.
Just to meet the minimum 40,000?
Yeah, we met the minimum, yeah.
Understood.
With a little extra.
No further questions. We're ready for a motion.
Make a motion that we accept staff recommendation for approval of the waiver to section 305.4.1 of the Berkeley County subdivision ordinance.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gokenhour and a second by Mr. Goff to approve the request for a waiver to section 305.4.1. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
The next public hearing, which is our last public hearing, is CMC Steel, West Virginia.
This public hearing is a request for sketch plan advancement. The project is CMC Steel, West Virginia. The file is 2302-050. The developer is Commercial Metals Company and the engineer is Gulf States Engineering, Inc. It's located in the Falling Waters District, tax map 14, parcel 34, and is located on DuPont Road in a portion of the old DuPont facility approximately 3/4 of a mile southeast of the intersection of DuPont Road and Williamsport Pike. This project proposes the construction of a micro steel mill and associated buildings, roadways, utilities, and stormwater management. The entire site is approximately 208 acres and will be served by public water and sewer. No waivers or exceptions have been requested. On February 13, 2023, County Engineer Doug Smith found the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The sketch plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends advancement of the sketch plan to the preliminary plan stage.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Hi, I'm Stephanie Groves with Gulf States Engineering, and then we also have representatives of the owner.
Okay. What's your last name? Did you say Rhodes?
Groves, Groves.
Okay. This is a public hearing. It's your opportunity to make your questions or comments known. Please come forward, state your name, your address, and any questions you might have regarding this project.
There are no questions. I move to close public hearing.
Second.
Okay, let the record show that there is no comments from the public. Have a motion by Mr. Goff, a second by Mr. Gokenhour to close public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Ms. Groves, would you like to tell us a little bit about this project?
Sure. This is a micro steel mill by Commercial Metals Company. They've built 3 other similar facilities in the United States so far. It is a environmentally friendly facility. They recycle a lot of the scrap that they use to make the metals. It then turns into slag that they recycle and process back through again. And they also recycle all their processed waters and reuse those. The project itself is located in the old DuPont facility. We have placed the building as well as we could to kind of block it from views from the schools in the area and the neighborhoods in the area. There will be an additional road proposed to take in the truck traffic. So the truck traffic will have its own entrance for the facility to separate that from the employee entrance that will basically be on the existing DuPont Road.
So they will enter from Route 11?
They will enter from Route 11, but further down closer to the wastewater facility.
Oh, okay. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Ms. Groves?
Also, you mentioned truck traffic. There will also be bringing in material by rail.
A large portion of the material will be brought in via rail, and also a large portion of the material will go out by rail, the finished product and any waste products.
Does it get loaded there on rail at the site?
At the site, there will be new rail facilities put in within the site for all the unloading, loading, and everything that has to be done.
Very good. Any further questions?
I have no further questions, ma'am. If you're ready for a motion.
I am.
Make a motion that we accept staff recommendation, advancement of the sketch plan to the preliminary plan stage.
Second.
I have a motion, Mr. Gokenhour, second, Mr. Goff, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to advance the sketch plan to the preliminary plan stage. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you very much. Looking forward to a new business in West Virginia, Berkeley County. That concludes our public hearings. We now have final plat determination for Whispering Pines.
Yes, the last project tonight is a staff report for request for final plat determination. The project is Whispering Pines Townhomes Phase 3, lots 1 through 31 and 72 through 93. The file is 2212-383. The developer is DR Acquisitions LLC and the engineer is Fox and Associates. It's located in the Mill Creek District, tax map 10, parcel 50, and is located on the south side of Middleway Pike, approximately 3,000 feet west of its intersection with Three Run Road. This phase proposes 53 townhome lots on 8.67 acres to be served by public water and sewer. On February 5th, 2007, the Planning Commission denied the request for modification of Section 90211 of the Berkeley County Subdivision Regulations to allow 5 feet of the required 20 feet between the rear yards of townhomes on individual townhome lots. At the April 15th, 2019 Planning Commission meeting, the Planning Commission voted to approve a waiver to Article 8, Section 801, Table 8-1A8, requiring a minimum of 1 parking space per attached dwelling unit to be off-site. On February 27th, 2023, County Engineer Doug Smith reviewed the project and found it to be in compliance with the subdivision ordinance. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat determination and advertising of a public hearing for consideration of final plat approval at the April 3rd, 2023 Planning Commission meeting.
Okay, do we have anyone to represent? Well, there you are.
Yes, good evening. Steve Sianovich, Fox and Associates, representing the applicant.
You've been in the sun, haven't you?
Just yesterday, never thought March sun would result in sunburn.
Okay. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Sianovich or of the staff?
I have no question, ma'am. You're ready for a motion? A motion, we accept staff recommendation for final plat determination, advertised for public hearing for consideration of final plat approval at the April 3rd, 2023 Planning Commission meeting.
Motion by Mr. Gokenhour, second by Mr. Gall, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to conduct a public hearing for final plat approval on April 3, 2023. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Get yourself some aloe. Okay, next item is staff council discussion, action, and motion. I inquired about this little document you have in front of you, the annual report, and Laura was kind enough to get right on it and get it done. Thank you very much. I'd like.
Took 4 days, but it's okay.
Took her 4 days. She said it's gonna take her 5 minutes.
Yeah, Doug wants everybody to know that he should have been on the staff members, even though he's in the engineering department. But nobody forget about Doug, okay?
I'm so sorry to hear your bad luck.
But yeah, so 2021 was left out. So I went back, pulled all the numbers from 2021 as well, and ran those, and those are in the charts from the 10-year projection, or the past 10 years and the past 17 years. So everything's up to date, everything's good to go. If you guys see anything that you have questions about, or you want some information or some data that I didn't give you guys, just let me know and I can add it or modify it.
Okay. I'd like for you to take this home and go through it and be prepared to give questions. Should we take questions at the next meeting, or do you want to be prepared to, should we be prepared to approve it at the next meeting?
You can do both.
Do both at the same time? Yeah.
Consideration.
Okay.
I'll put it on, and if you guys have things that you want changed, we can approve it contingent on those changes, and then I can give you all a clean copy at the
Okay.
next meeting.
Okay. Is that good with everybody?
Sure.
Okay. Anything else to discuss? Mr. Legal? Mr. Engineer? Yeah.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, let the record show that Mr. Goff made a motion at 6:26 to adjourn. Do I get a second to that? Do I get a second to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Ms. Norton to second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the motion approved.